Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Map number 2 coming out here in Grand Final. We've just seen Qlimax doing on a fantastic performance actually up against Pro 9 Elites. So, well, we'll have to see how they can follow it up here on Cobblestone, which we haven't seen yet today, or at least you and I haven't seen. Maybe it was played a little bit earlier this morning when Lenny and Wooly were casting. I don't know. But I am definitely keen to see how Cobblestone turns out here because one of my favorite maps to watch. And it's going to be interesting to see two of these teams. I mean, Project 90 Elite's more of a newer team. I guess might be running a little bit more of a puggier style here on this map, so might not work in their favor as much as perhaps something like Cage or Dust.
Yeah, that's true. But looking through the Qlimax crew record from BlasterX Cup, they haven't played Cobble at all. So the most creative they've gotten has been Overpass. Other than that, it's been Mirage, Cage, Dust 2, Inferno, which of course, as we have been talking about, are the heavily underplayed maps in Australia.
All right. Well, it seems we're missing one player from Qlimax at the moment. Don't know where they are. But hopefully they'll be back very shortly. Do you have an opinion on who is going to have a bit of an advantage in this map, or do you think it's going to be a 50-50?
I'm gonna still sit here and favour the Project 90 Elite guys. I think that this map's probably underplayed by both teams, but when that happens, the skill factor comes more into the line. And I think overall, now that they've had a bit more of a warm up and they've realised that Qlimax aren't a team to be taken lightly, that they are, they can win this. I think that's what they're going to come out with, and a bit more fire Project 90 Elites. So I'm sticking with them, but 16-10.
Yeah, it's a difficult decision, I think, for me here. I've been mulling it over. I feel like Mirage did favour Qlimax just a little bit more because it is more of an AWP-centric map than Cobblestone generally tends to be. So that kind of worked in the favour there of Gratisfaction. And he might not be as effective on this map doing that AWPing. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm probably going to go with Project 90 Elites as well. It's tough, though. It's going to be close. I'm going to go 16-14 either way, or maybe OT, something like that. Very close result.
Interesting indeed. So I'm just waiting for that last wicket into the server here, so shouldn't be too much longer. I guess when we're talking about Cobble, we talk about map bias as well. Traditionally, going way back to the day of when I was good at Counter-Strike, we're looking at a CT-sided map fairly heavily, but the recent update has sort of swung it back into the favour, and particularly now, good at B execute is pretty hard to counter, really. I guess is what I'm trying to point out here. So you'll probably see a few of those coming out. But if you can work A site a little bit as well, get in the flank using that drop room and into that connector area, then you're going to come out pretty well to boot. So interesting map still, and something that's still evolving as well.
I mean, we're talking a little bit about the executes, but do you think really that either of these teams are going to have set executes? I certainly would be very surprised if we saw an execute or a really interesting execute maybe coming out from Project 9 Elites. Maybe they've got some of those relatively standard ones, but anything particularly new is not really something that we're going to be expecting to see.
No, we're going to look for the standard B execute is what I'm expecting, because, like you said, it doesn't quite a lot. So we'll be looking at a smoke to the fountain area in between the passage, drop rooms, flashes, mollies, that sort of thing will come out as well. So it's not going to be terribly get those smokes who's scared really for this map a little better. What would be interesting to find if we can quick is who picked Mirage and then who picked Cobble as the last map from the last two. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't you generally expect the higher seed would get the first map pick?
Yeah, it's true.
So
potentially
probably this might be Qlimax's map. That's just my assumption, though.
Anyway, we're going to the knife, and this will be interesting because you can get a bit of an advantage on the CC side.
I don't know. I feel like Cobble is one of those relatively more even maps, I think. I mean, at least from my experiences watching Cobble, I tend to see a lot more besides doing reasonably well, as opposed to the likes of maybe Overpass or something like that.
Or an Inferno, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Anyway, we see the exchange of knives. Here is my knife, there is yours. We'll come out on top. It is, in fact, P90 Elite, so we'll see what they want to do. Will
Probably
they
stay on
dictate,
this CT side.
will they dictate the pace of the game?
Will
Or
they
no?
indeed?
P90 Elite's going to stay on the CT side, so
So Qlimax is going to get to dictate the pace of the game, Mike Star.
correct, Jordan, correct.
I think we're doing a bit too much in joking at the moment, but
Potentially. Anyway,
for
let's have a
anyone
lot of
anyone
fun
that
with this. It's the
wonders,
second map of the grand final for BlasterX Scalp. Of course, on the line is some BlasterX headsets. So thank you very much to the creative guys for getting those Blaster headsets to us and supporting the Australian Counter-Strike scene. It is P90 Elites versus Qlimax. And the first map went in the favour of Qlimax on Mirage.
all right. Here we go. Pistol round coming out. Minute 30 left on the clock as we start to see Qlimax pushing towards that B bomb site. They are getting in towards the drop down area as well. No one from P90 up there just yet. No boost or anything like that. But we do see Pixel right below the drop down, and I hate holding this position when I'm playing on Cole. It's very difficult to hold a drop down with any reasonable sort of comfortable feeling, I guess. But we'll see what happens here for P90. They have two actually defending the drop down. Destiny going to be forced back here. He finds a headshot there onto Inz as they try to chase him out the window. But there's a good start. 2 kills, 3 kills there for Destiny. Fantastic work with the USP. He tries to jump into drop down and gets taken out by Alistair for his trouble. But he did get his team off to a fantastic start there. And P90 looking good on this pistol round.
Yeah, as you say that he trades back as well. It's a 3 versus 2 now, so it's not a done deal by any means for the CTs. And Alistair picks up ones as well, so it's Dizzy and Gaza left alive. The bomb has been recovered now. Alistair is super low. Urki is moving back towards the side. He wants to try and take down Dizzy Life here.
Yeah, good comeback at the moment from Qlimax, bringing it back to a 2 versus 2. Gaza has to rotate across to this B bomb side as well. Dizzy Life sort of almost stuck in the drop down there, but that is going to help. Gaza finding a kill there onto Alistair. The bomb has been planted, so time working in the favor of Qlimax, but the kills working in the favor of Gaza as he finds the second frag there. Bomb going to be defused, and you'd have to say that was off the back of Destiny's fantastic 3K at the start of the round.
Certainly was. It was pretty huge there as well. It's always tough in those close scenarios, getting the headshots and the movement that comes around with the fast pace of the Glock and the armor and the choo-choo train that comes with the Glock. But really, it was getting shut down pretty hard there. And 3 P90s for P90 Elites. So we'll see what happens. And not a buy, of course. This round, it looks like Qlimax will be going for the third round buy.
Alrighty, well, looking good so far for Qlimax. At least that's the best result that they could have hoped for, getting the first frag. Pixel going to respond. Dizzy Life as well, chiming in with a P90 of his own. Going to take down at Gratisfaction. It's a 3 versus 4, but the rifles and the weapons, rather, really not necessarily rifles in this sense, in the favor of P90, of course. P90, I call them P90, Project 90. I call them lots of different names, but anyway, they're going to be winning this round shortly. In's in a 1 versus 3. He's got a Project 90. Get it? Anyway, didn't work in the end.
Yeah, no, it didn't work. Neither the joke nor the attempt at winning the round by Inns. So we can see the guns and rifles this time definitely going to be bought by Qlimax, and upgrades are being done on a couple of players. Still rolling with 3 P90s for Project 90 Elites.
Interesting. I mean, when you name yourself after a weapon, I guess you got to use it, really.
Use it or lose it. Anyway, all the presence right now from Qlimax is towards A side. The bomb has been dropped down there in lower mid as well. So it looks like they've got some sort of A strategy ready to play there. And the only person to defend is Matt CD, and he's all the way back in spawn. He's going to have to go up a little bit closer with that, and then coming up against AKs. It's not going to be advisable. He's going to sit back in the site and go from there. He's spotted out one. He gets taken in by Stage, and this is going to be a big hit now. The big wall is dividing these two teams.
Oh, yeah, Project 90 Elite's just completely out of position at the moment, trying to get in towards that A-bomb site. That'll help Destiny finding one onto Gratisfaction. But it's still going to be difficult. Now that Destiny has gone down as well, things are going to look extremely tough here for Project 90, and Siege and follow up there onto Gaza. It's a 2 versus 2. The P90s trying to make their way in towards that A-bomb site, but Pixel goes down as Dizzy Life, the only player left here for Project 90 Elites. He's going to find one frag, but really, consolation prize at this stage, if you ask me.
correct. The main prize going to Qlimax crew, who will get the first round on the board in a third of the first half of the second map. You can follow all of those numbers appropriately.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mouthful.
And Dizzy is going to save his P90 in drop ramp. I wonder if he's going to try and get that AK. He is hoping to find the AK. Where's it gone? He says he grabs it. That's a good pickup for them. But they're going to be forced onto a buy here. When I mean forced, they have a shotgun on Pixel. There's an auto shotty at least. Destiny's going to have to buy pistol armor here, I think.
I'm more of a fan of the Mag 7 on this map. I like to drop with the Mag 7.
This is the pump one. That's good. No over. Then over.
Nah, bad one. Mag 7 Master Race.
Roger.
Alright, anyway, see how the shotgun works out for Project 90 at the moment. It seems like Gas is going to be taking a lot of damage. Peeks around the corner though, 1-for-1. So pretty reasonable result if you ask me from that, because he only had like 20 HP. So pretty good.
Yeah, it's a 4 versus 4, but Urki is low on the 38 HP there as well. And Matt CD is sitting out in the middle of nowhere there, so he's got to hope he doesn't get pegged in from mid here. But Destiny's holding that for him. He gets one, and that's the bomb as well. He would have seen that Gratisfaction is stuck in the corner there.
Yeah, nice kill there coming out for Destiny as well, really making things in the favour of Project 90 Elites. It's a 2 versus 4. Still got a shotgun here for Pixel. Hasn't managed to retrieve a good gun. I don't know. Would you call the shotgun a good gun? I wouldn't.
It's got a good bonus for,
I don't like
getting
it.
frags with it. The bomb's been retrieved, or rather vacated from the A site back towards B, so they're going to group up and try and hit towards B. The defense is fairly spread out, but like you said, Pixel's near the drop room. He's going to use the range of that shotgun pretty well.
I mean, he's using it well, even though he hasn't really done any damage with it. Like he's holding the right positions, is what I'm trying to get at.
There's
You see him finally getting a kill. He finds an AK as well. So very good work from Pixel with the XM.
Yeah, and that's going to force, I will imagine, now with a couple of players being very low on cash for Qlimax crew after winning a round and losing a round. It's the economy reset, as we like to call it. Gratisfaction, after going huge on that first map, is yet to get on the board in this second map, although it is early days. And leading the scoreboard, it's pretty even, really, on both teams, except for Gratisfaction, who is on 0, but 2 and 3 kills apiece for the other players for Qlimax, 5 for Destiny after that 3k in the pistol round, and a couple of 4 kills on board rather for Gaza and Dizzy Life. So, all in all, a fairly even performance thus far on the second map of BlasterX Grand Finals.
I'm enjoying the banter between these two teams. Gaza at least is having a bit of a shot at some of the players on Qlimax.
I think their prestigious land players is trying to be flexed here about potentially Gratisfaction's not yet proven land record in a sort of at a high level.
How are you gonna word that one, Mike? Without
Look, I don't want to call the dude. I already said he's online as previously. I don't want to call the dude online up. If you haven't turned up to LAN yet, or you haven't played at a big LAN and done well, then there's no other really word for it.
Don't you have to do it twice? Do it online twice?
Yeah.
Is that not
well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not.
I mean, you can do it once and it's a fluke, right?
Yeah, you could. I mean, I guess if you do it once over a whole tournament, is it still a fluke?
Yes.
And how's that? Because you played it multiple times in the one tournament.
You have one good tournament.
Right. Anyway.
It's like, I don't know, maybe a guy gets a decent couple of scores in a game of cricket twice in a test match, and then he's bad for the rest of the season.
Yep. I get what you're saying. Anyway, the point is that Faction, to my knowledge and to a lot of people's knowledge, hasn't turned up at a big LAN event yet. Not to say that we're calling him any suspicious or anything like that, but until he has done so.
As soon as you mention that, everyone's going to be like, oh, everyone thinks he hacked.
I'm not saying anything like that.
I feel like we're too far down the rabbit hole right now.
No, there's a lot of difference between saying somebody's hacking and saying somebody is online and is unable to do it on LAN, because there's a multitude of difference between LAN and online. We're talking setup, talking about stage, noise cancelling as you're forced to some events. all that sort of stuff. The difference in net code alone is quite significant. So we're not talking about a hacker here or anything like that. We're talking about the difference between being online and dealing with people's personalities in real life and all that sort of stuff, and sitting in your favoured seat at home, nice and comfortable, where the pressure's not so high.
Yes, it is an interesting discussion. I mean, we talk about it a lot when we're on, mostly when we're actually at a LAN commentating, we generally bring that up. But nonetheless, we are now heading back into the game, so that is good. 3 rounds on the board here from Project 90 Elites, just to update you guys. 1 for Qlimax crew, but obviously Project 90 Elites were the ones to take away the pistol round, so you'd expect that they would have a couple more on the board.
That's correct, and the eco is going to come in. It looks like I want to go towards B as well, and Zah has actually found Erky, and he's going to knife him at AFK at the board, so the whole setup is up. I'm not sure why they went live in this round, but anyway. Everybody survived for Project 90 Elites.
Been told by Twitch chat that Rat has won the biggest LAN in New Zealand, so I don't know if that's confirmed.
Is this where I make a joke about the biggest LAN in New Zealand being, like teams or something? No, I'm kidding. There have been some really good players that come out of New Zealand. Obviously, we're looking at Offnu, and going back further, Relax, way back in the day, Simcore and his crew of
Lucy's from New Zealand as well, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, so anyway, like to see him at a big event.
Gratisfaction, good player from New Zealand. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. We're really probably getting a little bit far in now.
It is. Anyway, Destiny to find the first frag there onto Stage. He's going to boost up there as well, finding himself the second onto Ins. Just keep spraying for good measure, but there's no one there from Qlimax crew. The Erky trying to make his way up there as well. Not sure what he's doing, running into a wall there. Maybe lagging. Yes, he was. 600 ping.
It's a little bit of a shame that these sorts of things, this is why we like playing on LAN, as we've been talking as the hot topic per se. So 5-1 now. It's a good start for Project 90 Elites after the first map was lost to them, and Stonebob's coming in now as finally Erky has disconnected. So we'll see whether a sub comes in or whether they can reset his net and try again.
Alrighty. Welcome back to our Full Faces. There has been some issues, I think, over the past few hours for the Qlimax crew in terms of their ping. I think they might be getting a sub in, and it looks like we are ready to unpause. Yep. Yes, we are. We're getting into the game straight away, so always good to have a very quick lack of pause time.
Correct. So the round going live again, and it's a buy for Qlimax crew as well. AWP on Gratisfaction, and can he break into this map?
All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. Qlimax crew have a bit of a job to do to come back into this. They're already 5-1 down, but I think the last 2 rounds kind of maybe don't really count because one of the players from Qlimax was lagging. I mean, I know they count on the scoreboard, but really you can't read too much into them. So let's see what happens. Qlimax is going to find the first frag of this round here. Courtesy of Alistair onto Destiny. A big, crucial frag. Destiny, we know, one of those massive players for this team. And it's going to be Ins to find a frag there into Gaza as well. So, great start here in the 7th round for the Qlimax crew.
Yeah, taking it pretty slow now as well. I don't want to overcommit to a site where they may be running into a stack and whatnot. In fact, he's going to fake A, rotate back towards B, and we can see VH has managed to get into the drop room as well. He's the sub player. Dizzy Life, though, returns with a frag. Gratisfaction trading him out and getting the bomb plant onto B. It's 3 versus 1 scenario now. Matt CD, 12 HP. Got to negotiate with the 3 Qlimax players. Good to see them getting on the board again in this second half.
Yeah, it certainly is good to see. Hoping for a close game here between these 2 teams. And if the last one is anything to go by, that is what we're going to be seeing. But for now, we'll be watching Matt CD try and save this M4. Seems like he's going to have a bit of trouble, though, because In's very close to spotting him out.
Just got to see whether he checks the angle or not.
Yeah.
Interesting angle to check, I would say. I don't think he is. Nope, he's not. That's a pretty good decision from Matt CD there as well, to not shoot. Sounds a little bit contrary, but he didn't really have the HP to take that battle.
All
So
right.
5-2 in favour of Project 90 Elites. That's the second round on the board for Qlimax crew. So they're going to have to back it up here. Otherwise, they're going to reset their economy pretty hard. Although, you can imagine they'll be able to get a Tech 9 armor sort of buy going. And again, they're taking it fairly slow, just setting up a default here before trying to commit to a site. Use a couple of grenades though. Lots of smokes left in their hands and molotovs as well, so there'll be enough to do a bit execute if they need to.
And okay, Gaz are going to find the first frag through a wall, through the smoke as well onto VH, so a nice shot from him, and my auto director is stuck. But it's okay. It's back. It's fixed. We're all good as we watch Alistair. Wow, what a shot! That was nutty. I like that one.
Pixel getting into, tried to move into the drop room, and a little bit of delaying tactics as well in favour of a Molotov there as well. Stage is doing a smoke. It looks like they're going to work back towards A. They've been scared off by Gaz's orb. They're going to head back towards A, and the Stratus faction has moved up pretty high there, Alistair as well, but there's one on the site waiting for him, and that's Dizzy Life with his M4.
Okay, 3 versus 4 to negotiate here. A crucial AWP shot missed there by Gratis Faction as well. Need Destiny to find one on Stage. Alistair and Gratis Faction, though, do respond. Destiny and Pixel going down, so we're back to a 2 versus 2. Gratis Faction, oh! I think he probably should have died there, but Dizzy Life not quite landing the shots that he needed to. And he was able to pick him up there in the end. So the bomb goes down, he's planted. Gaza gets one, but is traded out, and that's all that they needed for Qlimax crew. And it is another round on the board. 3 there, up against 5 for Project 90 Elites.
The buy again coming out for Project 90 Elites, having a little bit of cash built up from their 5 rounds that they won previously, so it's going to be the AWP on Gaza again. He did pretty well getting the early frags there, but unfortunately unable to close that round out for P90 Elites. And it's going to be a bit of a quicker pace in towards mid here from the Qlimax crew. They're moving up quite quickly in mid, but their number has been called at this stage.
Yes, the quick entry in towards the bomb side, towards the A bomb side, sorry, is going to be working out so far for Qlimax. We're getting those easy frags at the moment. Alistair doing a pretty good job. Dizzy Life did grab one, but Alistair, as I say, man, he picks up 3 Ks all the time.
Gaza left alive, no, for not much longer as well. VH taking him down as well. The sub, of course, for Qlimax 9. So we're looking at 5-4 now. Qlimax crew slowly bringing their way back into this match, and they've on a streak of 3 rounds at this point, and they've in fact forced Project 90 Elites onto the eco. Just a couple of nades and armor on that CD as well has come out.
Yep, so an eco round coming out here for Project 90. And, oh, this faction missing a shot, uncharacteristic. But we'll see what he can do to follow it up. He does know that there is a player on the other side of that wall that he should be watching out for. Good push, not a good push rather, coming out for Matt. An interesting push, I think, is what I was looking for as he goes down the stage there. Alistair was going to be trading out Gaza there, who did find a kill on the Gratis faction, but really a good round rather coming out so far for Qlimax. Also trying to peek down here from Matt, but not spotting anyone out. Oh, through the smoke onto Destiny. No scope, easy as you like. Not a problem for Alistair at the moment. He's just coming up pretty huge for his team actually in this map. 12 and 6. Not quite as the carry from Gratis Faction on Mirage, but still a reasonable effort.
Good time. He could be the new Gratis Faction. We'll send it into the Pixel taking a little bit of a battle there, but he's just really trying to take this AK, and that he has decided to now as well. He's legging it. And he's got 3 probably. Will they chase him? They might not actually, unless they go all the way around. And no, they're not really that invested into it, so he'll be able to save his AK, which will be important for him as well. They're going to pick up after the 3rd round loss. That gives him the 4th round loss, 2900. So then he'll be able to drop a ball for somebody if he desires, and this AK will be pretty handy as well for Pixel.
Alrighty, 5 rounds apiece. Qlimax crew coming back pretty well after they've subbed out a player that was lagging. So it's looking good for them on their team side so far, but there's still a few rounds to go. So we'll have to see whether or not they will be able to close it out, make it a scoreline. 6-9, I think, is probably a pretty reasonable result there if you were Qlimax crew on the 6th side. But 8-7, also probably something that you can probably expect to see on this map. But let us see what Alistair can do. Once again, going to get a frag, but he is traded out straight away there by Dizzy Life. Steege going to get the frag in response onto Dizzy Life. So all things considered, a very good little passage of play there for Qlimax.
Yeah, and of course to rotate onto the A-bomb side. It's just Destiny at the moment in the drop room, but he has heard a lot of footsteps and he's going back. The B side execute's going to come in as well. So Pixel has rotated back across. It's going to be 3 versus 2 into the side.
Make that a 3 versus 3 as Destiny picks up a nice little shot there onto Ince, and Satisfaction trying to look towards the fountain there and spot. Sorry, fountain is it, but whatever. Looking towards the pole. Statue. I think that's the one I'm looking for. Anyway, Gaza and Pixel have picked up a piece. VH finding one in response onto Pixel. This is a 1 versus 2 situation. He does have an AK though, so if you can get some quick little headshots, it could be worthwhile. Not going to be the case though, as we do see Destiny picking him up. And another round there on the board for P90 Elite. They're going to secure the lead once again.
By the slimmest of margins, nonetheless. And so 6-5 is the margin at this point. In the first half, take a map still. And the buy is going to come back out again from Qlimax crew, of course. But just a Tech 9 on Ints in this occasion. And their money's going to be pretty low after this if they lose this round. It's just their default setup again. I think it's Alistair who's moved. No, sorry, it's Ince has moved pretty quickly up A, down in the mid area. He's sitting between 2.
Pixel just getting caught out of position almost there, but Gaza is going to be there for the trade. Fly has found one onto Ince. Gaza getting himself a double kill, hiding up there next to the tree. Not necessarily hiding, I guess, but holding up next to the tree. Doing a good job. We'll see Dizzy Life starting to throw across to the B bomb side as well as Qlimax are starting to try and get something done here. But the bomb miles away, and not really sure what Steege is doing. Watching down in towards mid. But, oh well.
It was holding alone with his AWP and all his teammates died.
Yes.
That was the short of it, I feel. And now he's
going to have to hold the line and try and survive.
Yeah, I think they got. Maybe they'll hunt. I think they'll hunt. I think they'll like to hunt.
Surely they'll hunt.
They'll hunt. Yeah.
They don't have that large of an economy, I guess, but.
Do they really know whether he has this AWP or not? Because if they do know, then they'll hunt. Is Destiny going to get shot in the back?
I feel like they're looking for him.
I think they've sent out their main man Destiny. Go, hey fella.
Go Destiny, get the kill. Isn't that how XL5 used to work? Destiny, go B. 3K.
It seemed like that at times, but I think there was a little bit more to it. We'll never know, will we? He's picked up the pace though, old mate Destiny. He's legging it now, but he's not going to find him, or no chance whatsoever.
Run, Destiny. Run like you're late for the CGPL LAN at PAX.
You went there?
I did. He's probably never going to watch this, so it'll be alright.
The result here, I'd say so. The resulting scenario is that Steege is left with $50 only, and the rest of his team have not much. It's a bit armor on Steege, but that's about it. Ghost Factions picked up the AWP that Steege saved from last round, so a little bit of exchange early on here at the base of mid and A side as well. Not much damage going in the way of either opponents, really.
Yeah, let's see what Ghost Faction can do with this AWP, because he's been pretty impressive, at least in the last map. Not so much this one. 4 and 10 at the moment, but if he can get back to that previous form, he can definitely pull out an eco win here for his team. Ince is going to go down. Steege going to look for the trade, and he does manage to get it there onto Dizzy Life, so reasonable result for the attacking team. Qlimax crew, and another couple of quick kills go in their favour as well. Alistair and Gratisfaction picking up one apiece, so things looking a little bit dangerous now for Project 90. The rifles have been secured for Qlimax crew, and they should surely be able to close this one out. It's a 4 versus 2. It have to be a huge play coming out from Destiny or Matt to be able to do anything here. Matt is going to find one. Destiny goes down in the meanwhile, and VH to close out Matt there. So a very strong economy win for Qlimax in that round.
Yeah, it's going to be a hack buy for Project on the Elite if they choose to go with it, which looks like they are. So Mag 7 on 2 players. Yeah, must be pretty happy about that one there, Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you for your very verbose explanation of your emotions there. So 7-6 is the scoreline in favour of Project 90 Elites overhead Qlimax crew. Of course, the first match going in Qlimax crew's favour, but they're showing up pretty well here on Cobble.
They are certainly doing pretty well. I mean, we would expect that Collar's a relatively closely or close-ish map, but Gratisfaction, wow, nice couple of double kills coming out from him, or nice double kill, not necessarily a couple of double kills, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do, in fact, and he's picking up one there as well. So it's a 3 versus 2 scenario now, and they know where Gaza is as well. At least they suspect where he is. Gratisfaction trying to get a little bit of work done, but coming up from behind the mid, it's Destiny. He does sprays and sprays. He manages to get the kill, but he's tagged down to 70 HP to contest with it with just his mate, and they get none of them whatsoever. So that evens up the scoreline 7 apiece now.
7 apiece. So the winner of this round is going to be heading into the second half with a small lead, but really I don't think it's going to be too much that either team is going to write home about because, you know, one round, not a big deal. Little fountain of pistols coming out there on the T side for Qlimax. And,
fountain of pistols, hey? And another
yeah.
mag 7 for Dizzy Life and pistols other than that. So on paper, on the purchasing, it should be Qlimax crew that take this, and they're getting into mid early again.
They're going to get a bit of a difficulty though up against Dizzy Life. Big fan of that Mag 7. He's going to pick those 2 kills up, and the bomb is dropped as well in mid for Project 90 Elites to defend. So they'll just need to sort of make their way over there and make things easy, but it doesn't matter. Dizzy, he's going for his ace with the Mag 7. He's got 3 already. Let's see if he can pick up anything else.
I would say that VH is probably going to be pretty easy. Oh, he's come back. He was laid out there for a minute there. Gratisfaction is in an interesting position there. He's going to have to pick up this bomb. And they know where he is now. He picks up 1, but he doesn't realise that someone's waiting here for him.
Is he on the 4K? I don't think
true.
he'll get this though, because the final 2 players, mind Gratisfaction going to take that one down. So still an opportunity here for Dizzy.
Dizzy on the 4K, Gratisfaction on the 3K with 2 minutes left. Who will win?
Who will win?
Will it be Pixel?
Pixel to ruin the dream.
party.
Ruin the esports dream for Dizzy Life. Let's see. Gratisfaction now. Whatever player gets the final kill, it's Gratisfaction. He gets the ace. That was a big pickup for Qlimax and a very strong clutch from him.
Wow, that was huge. Absolutely huge. And he hits his blind one up now, Swedes. Whoa.
Want to try the woo again?
No, my voice just kind of down a little bit there.
Whoa. Anyway, I'm not going to try because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Oh, please do. Please try.
Nah, maybe I'll do it on LAN.
Yeah, that's good. I have seen you get pretty pumped at LAN in the casting.
It's a lot easier to get pumped on LAN, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, it's going to be Destiny putting the frag there onto Alistair, traded out straight away by Steege though, and pretty good here for the guys from Project 90. They get 2 frags. But I think that this is a pretty important piece around heading into the second half in terms of the momentum.
Everything comes to a grinds down to a little bit of a halt here. It's a 3 versus a 2. Pixel is in an interesting position. He's above stage and he gets a lot of damage, but not the kill there as well. And now they're going to rotate out towards AD. Has the bomb on that CD is going with him. They're in hot pursuit though is Steege and VH as well. They know it's on the rotate. Need to take it back here. It's interesting. I thought they just want to try and get this bomb down. They do in fact do that now. So Dizzy Life putting it down. Versus 2. Interesting scenario.
Getting that bomb down a little bit slower than perhaps necessary for Project 90 Elites, but now it's a 1 versus 1. Steege versus Dizzy Life. Steege 1 hit from death, but if he can hit the headshot, which he does onto Dizzy Life, it's not going to matter. And it is Qlimax crew to close out that one. The pistol round going in their favour, and that is going to put them in a reasonable frame of, I guess, momentum heading into this second half. They've already picked up 3 on the back of that half in their T side, so 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and I can see they've got the coming back into it as well, so no, and the buy going in favour. Of course, the Qlimax crew will get the pistol around there. The buy from Project 90 Elites, we've got 250s and 2 flashes, and they're heading at this stage towards the B-bomb side. Sort of drop execute potentially, and he touches down the pixel, dropping him down to 18 HP, not for him.
The rest in peace, Gaza. It was nice knowing you as he pops around through the smoke, being taken out by Gratisfaction in the back with a Mag 7 shot. Erky, in the meanwhile, has rejoined us as well and is picking up that P90 for Qlimax crew. He's going to find one Siege, the head there of Destiny as well. And this is basically what you would expect coming out from an anti-eco here for Qlimax crew. Basically, what they need to be doing, no weapons lost at all either. So, fantastic job on that anti-eco for Qlimax.
And having that bomb in the first round of Project 9 Elites are going for the buy as well, similar to what Qlimax crew managed in their first half, and were successful for as well. So let's see if they're able to repeat whatever works that the opposing team did. 10 in Qlimax crew's favour at this stage. And looking like we're going to head towards the B at this point, and it's just Matt CD lurking in the bottom of mid.
Yeah, it might be a drop executing out here, but it would be a little bit risky. A couple of Qlimax crew members watching that area, though. The smoke seems to be keeping the P90 guys away from that for the moment.
Matt CD is in a really interesting position here. Right behind him here is a Qlimax crew player. He's seen him at Alistair, and he gets the kill there and heads back towards me, but that's where all the people are for Qlimax. Grass picking out one. It's the 3 versus 4 scenario, favouring Project 90 Elites.
Yeah, Destiny is out drop here as well, though, so he is going to be a key player for the Project 90 guys, and it's not really going to work out too well for him. He did manage to get one before Erky traded him out, but Pixel did trade out Erky, so good result in the end there. 3 players still left alive here for P90 Elite. Siege going to have to try and retake solo. Going to be very difficult. He's spotted out by Dizzy left now. All players going to be zoning in on his position. Siege will find one onto Pixel. And what can he do now? Just peeking around, checking, making sure there's no one coming from behind, reloading it perhaps the most incorrect time, but not really taking advantage of there, the Project 90 Elites. Doesn't matter in the end, though, as we do see Matt closing it out there with a headshot. Another round on the board here for Project 90, but game very, very close.
Indeed, so that buy being just a little bit too powerful for the CT side there, and 8 to 10, and pulling back around. Gazza pulling out his favoured P90 for Project 90 Elites, and the full eco pretty much coming up from Qlimax crew, and a B stack as well. Of course, there's been no pressure really on that A site thus far from P90 Elites, so this is probably a pretty good call from Qlimax crew.
Gazza to find first frag of the round here, and Dizzle following up. Alistair, though, back in, responding a little bit for the Qlimax crew guys there with a kill for himself, but really, it's going to be all going the way of P90 Elites, as you would expect on their anti-eco round. So it's mostly a formality at this stage, really.
You hope so, at least if you're a fan of Project 90 Elites, you'd be hoping that much would be true. The bomb's going to go down the A site. Destiny is nearby. Last alive player for Qlimax. They can't quite find each other yet. They're doing a tango of all sorts of descriptions, and Neki manages to get the kill with the Deagle on there. And I'm not sure where they're going to go from or not. They probably should try and find them, I think.
Yeah, let's have a look. The economies reasonable.
Dizzy wants him.
Dizzy's going to get him as well.
Dizzy, go and get ya.
Dizzy, he going to get ya. Feel like I'm getting a little bit like delirious, crazy sort of at the moment, you know. Not delirious, but
yeah.
saying some things I never normally say. I'm going to start singing on stream soon, so everyone prepare to turn down your headphones.
Let's hope this one does not go to overtime and that happens. So, in the exchange of nades and drop room has brought Pixel down to 31 HP. The Qlimax guys are on their eco and they're going for the boost as well. Destiny he's lurking by. He's not quite sure what's going on just yet. Monkey business in the hands of Erk. Can he get up to some monkey business?
You can, or at least Alistair can with the monkey business of his own. Alright, Gazza now starting to make his way on towards the area named Platform. I was going to say making his way down to the platform, but didn't really make sense. Anyway, Gazza finding 2 kills, making that 3 as he takes down Ings there in the chicken hunt. I call it chicken hunt.
Yeah, no, chicken hunt is
Looks
a
like
good name for it. It does indeed, and I think it looks like Pixel wants to try and find some more kills here. It does pick up his second for the round, and that was 4 alive left at the end of the round. 10 all now is the scoreline.
Oh, it actually has chickens in. Or at least cages. He's got cages with feathers. So I'm going to draw the conclusion that they are chickens.
Well, you're pretty sure you know where all the chickens are. They're on like Inferno.
Yeah, they all escaped and then ran off to Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing Christmas sweaters these days as well. Anyway, the B sort of fast push here from Dizzy Life. He gets a little bit stuck on the side there, and it takes him down there as well. Not quite working out in terms of his movement just there. But it's all towards B at this point. There is no pressure whatsoever on the A side from P90 Elites. So appropriately, 4 on the B side for Qlimax crew at this stage.
And the drop room seems to be the place to be for Project 90, at least. Starting to throw some pop flashes down there, but not really making any commitment just yet. Destiny looks like he's going to be the one in the pole position to get out of there. Destiny does find the first frag there onto in. Stitch now needs to be careful that no one comes out of the window room, picks him up. But Urki is going to trade out Destiny there. Gratisfaction finding Matt as well. Is looking very good now for Qlimax crew to close this round out. But let's see what Gaza can do. He's found one there onto Urki. Pixel very low. Gaza turns around and finds Steve. It's back to a 2 versus 2 double AWP setup here for the Qlimax crew. That's going to make things difficult. And it is Gratisfaction going down to Pixel. So a 1-on-2. The retake now for Alistair with the AWP. They're going to be thinking to themselves, how did it get to this situation? It was a 4 versus 2 and now it's a 1 versus 2.
He's going to go for it though. Pixel only having that 4 HP. Gaza is pretty low as well, half health. Alistair has all his health, but he has that timer working against him as well. Gaza is just making noise, trying to decoy for him here. He's just trying to wind the clock down. Pixel is the person here who just needs to sit tight and wait, but Alistair decides that it's not worth it. He's going to pick his AWP back up when he finds it, which he has now managed to do, and he's going to exit as well. So a good round there from Project 90, managing. It's really off the back of Gaz there, though. He's going pretty well. 21 frags for the match.
So, pulling around from nowhere is Project 90. Might be a little bit of a hit to the momentum there for Qlimax, but they do have that AWP still saved on Alistair, despite having to go for an eco here. So still a little bit of an opening into this round if he can pull anything off here. He's going to be heading towards long. Got anything out there. It's not really going to be very fruitful, as we do see P90 Elites taking a quick entrance towards the B bomb site. Destiny is going to find one frag here, surely. A little bit slower than he perhaps would have liked. The Gratisfaction goes down nonetheless. Gazzo looking for a second here. It's going to be Steel going down there. Or Steege. Every time I see his name, I think Steel. Why are you so mean to me?
No, I just need to.
I got used to Destiny's backwards name quick after I started calling him United at CGPL Season 3.
I like telling you that funny anecdote. It's a 1 versus 1 actually. It's gotten a little bit out of control here for Qlimax crew and P90 Elites, but P90 Elites Destiny finished it off. He had 100 HP, so it gets it done in the end there. But it was probably a lot closer than they really wanted there, and it's going to allow quite a good buy come out rather for Qlimax crew. 2 rounds down at this point, 12-8. Correction,
yes.
12-10 in favour of Project 90 Elites.
The anecdotes start to come out when I lose focus, and that is going to be happening when I'm tired and hungry.
I just get you some Chinese Red Bull.
Maybe we should. Red Bull, very good. Tastes like iced tea, if anyone wanted to know. Anyway, Pixel going to find the first frag there. Get traded out by Ins in the end, though. And we're back to a 4 versus 4. A bit of a spray through the doors, going to be going across to Steege. Did take a little bit of damage for his trouble, though. But all's well that ends well. Matt CD goes down. A little bit of a jumping shot. Matt CD does take down Gratisfaction, rather. But jumping shot from Gratisfaction doesn't work out. And we're back to a 3 versus 2. Bomb going to go down here for Gaza, though. And we know how powerful of a player he has been in this map. Let's see what he can do. He spots out one player peeking around the smoke there, just changing his positioning just a little bit. And that is probably a good move. He does allow him to pick up ins there as well. Steege coming around from behind here up on plat. Should be able to spot out a player. You're going to get one. Does spot out Gaza as well, but it is going to be Alistair to find the final frag there. And the defuse comes out. So Qlimax crew keeping it close. 12 on 11.
The edge of your seat, no, you are of 11. Taking a slim lead. They're on the T half in the second half, and this, of course, is the second map of the Grand Final BlasterX Cup. Playing on 4 BlasterX headsets, H7s and H5s. So I don't think the H7s are in store yet. The buy again now for Project 90 Elite. We have a 9 and a P90 on Dizzy and Gaza, as well as 3 AKs on the rest of their members. Big buy on the other half. Now their opponents. That is, and that's Qlimax crew with the AWP again on Gratisfaction, and he's trying to get up onto this bomb area, but not taking any damage to get there in the first place, because there is quite a bit of spam coming in this direction.
Alright, just waiting to see when Pro90 Elites are going to pull the trigger, and as I say that, it is going to be trigger time. Gaza jumping out down through the drop zone, gets out the window as well, finding 2 frags in his meanwhile, but Alistair does eventually take him down. Still, he did his job, got 2 for 1, and that is what you want from your entry fragger. Basically, best case scenario, really.
Gratisfaction is doing a couple of shots through the smoke, but coming in with no dice whatsoever. And it's last alive is Alistair. He has 3 to compete with, and they are all over the place. He's dragged down half health as well, so looking fairly unlikely for him at this stage. I'm not sure.
I like this plan. Get it?
Yes, I get it. Pixel picking up the last kill. 13-11 now, slowly edging their way toward the victory and towards a BlasterX victory overall, that is. So Dizzy Life picking up the AWP this time. Goes up to remain with the Pro 90. Alistair coming out with the shotgun.
I am very much in need of an energy drink, but we'll push through. Power through, there's only a few rounds left. One of these teams going to be walking away victorious with some nice H7 headsets. I think that's what they're called, H7s?
Correct.
Yeah,
H3.
H7 first place.
H5 is the second place one there as well. The Eco's coming out here and it's a slaughter everywhere for Pro 90 Elites. 5 alive at the end of the round, so that's going to boost their coppers and put a lot of pressure onto Qlimax crew now, who've been forced into a buy with an X7 on ins, 2 FAMASs, a rifle and an AWP for Gratisfaction, who has been their star player for this day and in this whole tournament really as well.
Okay, so another buy round coming out for Qlimax. Really, it's not probably what they would have wanted. A couple of FAMASs, a Mag 7 as well there on ins. So, not the best. We're going to have to go up against a full buy coming out here for Project 90. So, see what happens. 90 starting to make their way out on towards Plat, and it's going to be Steege taking down Gaza as he looks in the complete wrong direction. So, an easy frag for him. Now making his way up onto Plat. He's going to pop up there, finding one frag, keeps spraying with the P90. Not quite going to be able to land all the shots they've needed onto Dizzy Life there, but did get a bit of damage out. And it is a 2 versus 4. A couple of players very low though for Qlimax, so still a relatively decent situation here for Matt D and Dizzy Life if they can pick up a couple of quick frags. Let's see what happens. City's still on full HP, working his way out of drop, trying to make his way on towards that B bomb. So he's going to spot out Alistair. That's the crucial frag there. Now back to a 2 versus 2, and this is looking quite good for P90 Elites. Could be perhaps the second 2 versus 4 that they've won in a row. Well, not in a row, but you know what I mean. Maybe you don't.
Yeah, and the bomb is still sitting back in the T halls though, so they're going to have to not so much recover that, but they're going to have to pick it back up, which is going to put a bit of pressure on them time-wise, as there's only 20 seconds left in the match. And he still hasn't got it. He thinks it's in drop room, but he's walked right past it. He's figured that out now. 10 seconds left. He's basically going to leg it now. They might not even get it down in time, especially with Gratisfaction potentially.
He might just get it. Okay, he's got it in time if no one kills him. He does. Now Dizzy Life, 1 versus 2. Getting the smoke just to make things a little bit easier for him. Let's see if he decides to push the smoke or not. Someone going to be spamming through the smoke. That's Steege. Not going to land any shots, so they maybe... Dizzy's not quite there. He's hiding in the smoke, playing this quite well. If he pushes around here, gets the defuse, this could be a big frag. He's going to be able to do that. Steege goes down. It's a 1 versus 1. Gratisfaction versus Dizzy Life once again. And this is looking like it should be Gratisfaction to be able to get the kill here, but I don't know if he's going to have enough time to defuse. Does he have a kit? No, he doesn't.
Not have a kit. He's going to have to get and save that AWP for another round. So all in all, very well played there by both the remaining members of Project 90 Elites, picking up the 15th round. Importantly, and they're literally 1 round away from taking home the BlasterX Cup, brought to you by Simon Gamer, and of course us here on Team Down TV tonight.
Night and all day today.
All day today.
Yes.
Producer Steve is quick to remind us of such things.
Anyway, that's esports life.
It sure is, and again, Gaza wants to get some stuff. He does, in fact, get one. It's too quick for him. He puts a lot of damage actually on the second here, and he is well into the side, but finally gets taken down by ends.
Like a Dean, just going forwards, most of the button. Anyway, couple of cracks going over to Qlimax, and a little bit of a response there from Destiny, back to a 2 versus 3, but we have seen Project 90 guys come from behind so many times before in this map that I dare say it is possible once again. But whether or not they decide to go to the B-bomb side is the question. It's Ins picking up there, will take down that CD, and this is going to have to be a mammoth effort from Destiny if he wants to take the 3 versus 1.
Yep, and he's going to give it a crack though. He knows where 2 players are, roughly at least, at this stage, but he's a little bit paranoid about the flank.
Yeah, he's in a difficult position to say the least. There's a triple crossfire set up here for Qlimax. As soon as he peeks towards one of these players, the other 2 are going to just home straight in on his head and make things extremely difficult, and he does in the end peek in towards Gratisfaction, who does take the kill. So, Qlimax crew still hanging on the skin of their teeth for another round.
You are correct. Buy is going to be a little iffy, I think. It's not too bad, actually. Just the Famous on Urki, the maybe is the IGL, and a little bit of limited grenades there as well. So the buy, on the other hand, the Project 90 Elites, who've got a few rounds to play with at least, is adequate at best.
First frag, Urki finding the second there. Pixel not responded to Asta, but it is still a 4 versus 3, make it 2. As Qlimax finding on the frag here on Urki. Bomb is going to be planted there by Gaza. Now we'll see if he can find anything interesting in terms of this round. It's a 1 versus 3. He finds one there on 2 Ins. Second one. Satisfaction. So could this be happening once again? Gaza be able to come up huge for his team. Not quite. Siege closes it out. I'm just going to be breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, getting sticking the plant there as well. Gaza trying his very hardest to get it all done there for Project 90 Elites. 15-13 now. It looks like actually 16-14 might be the dream, as you predicted there, Jordan, as well. And Gaza going up huge, dropping the 30 bomb here in the second map. And they're opting to play again. This is Project 90 Elites, that is. Trying to keep that pressure up on Qlimax.
Interesting. Could affect them later in the round, but they seem to be going okay for now. Anyway, we'll see if they can make use of those pistols. There's a P90.
Getting really fast out and in there to the B-bomb site, and he's taken down 2, and this looks like it's going to be GG's. Gaza's caught it already. A little bit of BM going early. You never can count out Gratisfaction in these sorts of scenarios.
I certainly can't. He's got an all-round full grenades to work with as well as Steve to back him up. Having said that, it is Destiny to close out Gratisfaction, and the final frag for Busy Life as well. So that is P90 Elites. They will be the winners of the BlasterX Cup. And they'll be taking away those H7 headsets. So very well played to them, coming through using only 1 map all day. And that was, of course, to Qlimax crew just previously on Mirage. But they did win, so very well played to P90 Elites.
Yeah, certainly able to back from a map loss and then work their way on Cobble as well. Interestingly enough, they got A side. I think they went there once, maybe through B and pistol round. So on the T side, just super. It's just stacking the B side every round, and I guess it's the problem about being on CT is you can't very well ignore a bomb side entirely, really. So I mean, it was stacking 4 there, but perhaps maybe just going for a bit of like on 5. But the pace, I think, was outdoing Qlimax through in the end there.
All right, I think that just about sums us up for today. But quickly before we go, some shout-outs, of course, to everyone who's been involved in the tournament. Bruce City Extreme, probably DEFCON, we're not sure, can't confirm. But those 3 guys doing a huge amount of work for the admin side of things. Obviously, the casters this morning, Lemmy and Wooly. Thanks to you, Meister, as well, for joining me. Thanks to me for being me, because I'm great. And, of course, thank you to Cyanide as well for streaming all day long. Hard slog. But anything for you, Mike? Any shout-outs that you'd like to make? Please do not BM me.
I think you managed to do it yourself. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and BlasterX overall. And as always, Steve. And yeah, congratulations to 90 Elites getting on the end over Qlimax crew in the second map.
Alrighty, that is going to be that from us here on Team Down TV. Thank you very much for joining us all day today and tonight. Special shout outs to BlasterX, of course, for hosting this competition. But congratulations to P90 Elites. Well done. And we will see you guys next time for our next broadcast. on Team Down TV. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.
That's an amazing sound quality. And you can wear it for a long time, it's really comfortable.